Hello and welcome everyone to the walk around video here at your next car, the 2019 i3 170 PS model. So a really nice, well-equipped example of the i3, which is, if you're not already sure about, this is a fully electric vehicle. Was BMW's full first EV, and it is a really clever example of where to utilize EV technology. Also, it still incorporates some really nice mod cons that you will want to use, and it still has some really fun characteristics of BMWs. Firstly of all, with the exterior styling, so you can see they've kept things really nice and sharp, really choppy and very funky. This one does come with the fantastic brush face alloy wheels, as you can see, which do look very nice indeed. The tyres were specifically designed for the i3, so they're super skinny and super fuel efficient, but of course will still handle the immense level of torque that the electric motor in this car does produce. We'll have a proper look inside the car very shortly. As I mentioned, this is the 170 PS model, so that is effectively the horsepower of the car. Obviously you don't measure electric motors in horsepower. We're not going into too much detail about that, but like we said, they are very powerful. It does all come down to electric range is the key fundamental of a EV. This particular model will do roughly around about 150 miles to a full charge. That is going off real world figures. We've just spent the last couple of moments just sort of doing a little bit of research on people's experience with this year, this spec and this model i3, and that is the general figure that you'll get. You get both charging cables with this one, so this is your outdoor and this is your more household charging cable, so that's going to make things super simple, super easy. Generally when you pull up to a charging station when you're out and about, they'll already have the charging cable for this car. They're all fairly universal, but it's nice to know that you can take that one out and about with you and you're not going to be stranded for either charging cable. Obviously under here is all of the batteries and the electric motor, so the boot size is minimal, but it is very usable, as you can see there. And the interior size is one that's been very cleverly organised. You can see it's got rear privacy glass, it's got the gloss black mirrors, you've got that lovely contrast between the mineral grey body colour and the black bonnet and the black upper section to the car. Now you're looking at it thinking it's a two-door. It isn't. If you've not yet seen an i3, they've got this very clever door arrangement, which again just reduces how much weight they need to use having such a small rear door. And the rear seats, it's a 2x2 seat arrangement, Isofix ready of course, but there is still a really good amount of space back there. Just sat in there, there's plenty of leg room, plenty of headroom. It is super easy to get in and out of the i3, and where they've been able to reduce weight, of course, extends that range and makes it very quick. It'll happily nip in and around towns and cities, which is of course where the electric car will be very dominant, but this car will easily sit at motorway speeds very comfortable. You can see you get this really funky cloth interior with the blue highlights, and we'll go around and show you a bit more of the interior then. So again, all four alloys are in fantastic condition. And if we go around and take a seat inside then, again, slightly different in how you actually engage the drive. You've got this sort of selector up here, up in the top right hand corner, but give yourself a day or two and you'll be more than used to it if you've not yet already driven one. Start button up there, and then the screen, which on this car it has got the professional wide nav and media setup, comes to life. As you can see, it's a super low mileage example. You get your charge and e-power readout up there with your range. So as you can see, this one's currently got about 123 miles of range showing. So if we go through some of the features, then you've got telephone and audio, DAB, music collection, USB and Bluetooth line in. So again, still got those features that you would want. And if we go into the service status now, of course, it hasn't got any oil to be changed or anything like that. It is just the things like the brake fluid and the vehicle check, which will include things like brake pads, brake discs to be checked and then changed if required. But then there is service history as well, where as you can see it had both of those things fairly recently with BMW, which is of course nice to know. You've got dual auto climate control, you've got heated front seats. So again, a lot of the EVs similar in that this sort of cars competition, if you will, are fairly sparse in terms of the interior features. They remove features that you would want to, of course, in their minds extend that range, but it doesn't always work in that way. BMW don't want to go down that route. They still want to make it a car that you will enjoy driving. You've got rear parking sensors, you've got tons of storage in here. There's storage pretty much anywhere you look, all across the dashboard, underneath the armrest. There's cup holders everywhere you look. So again, it is certainly a comfortable and convenient car to drive, and with a range of around about 150 mile real world range, that is going to be suitable for that everyday commute and that little bit further when it is needed. And charge time will be very, very quick as well, with the level of fast chargers now being, of course, the infrastructure has grown massively since the i3 first launched quite some years ago. But for more information, check out the description box. For now though, thank you, bye bye.